I'm Julia Baker. I swapped corporate America for the kitchen, and I never looked back. Now I'm a chef with a chocolate company and dessert cafes and a passion for everything sweet. Stunning cakes, unique cookies, decadent chocolates and desserts, and even dazzling savory dishes. It's all about making life sweet. My Francois Premier chocolate mousse cake, well, it's one of the most elegant desserts I make. And when you see how easy it is, you're gonna be amazed. I'm gonna start with a chocolate mousse. 2/3 cup heavy whipping cream. This mousse just has 2 ingredients. It's so easy. Pouring the cream into a saucepan, I'm gonna get this to boil. Just over a high flame, no stirring. The chocolate, I'm using just semi-sweet chips, 1 cup. Okay, my cream is boiling. I'm gonna turn off the heat and just pour that right over my chocolate chips. Look at that, gorgeous. The trick to making this base, it's just a ganache, cream and chocolate, is not to over whisk, but to make sure that all of the solid, hard chocolate has had time to melt. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and I'm gonna whisk it and get it ready to fold into the ganache. So this is one of those go-to desserts. I keep these in my freezer, and anytime I have guests over, I can pop them out, and I have the most impressive dessert you've seen. Okay, my cream, well, it's the consistency I want. Fluffy, creamy, smooth, not over whipped. Now I'm gonna fold it into my chocolate ganache. Okay, so I'm just folding this gently. I'm taking the rubber spatula underneath all the mixture and just turning it. I don't want to deflate the cream. Look at how dark and gorgeous that is. So I'm gonna pour my mousse into molds, but the easiest way to do that is with a container with a spout. So I'll fill each one about 3/4 of the way. Okay, my mousse is in the molds. Now I need my base. I have this great brownie. I've been chilling in the fridge. Let me tell you how I made this happen. I beat 1/2 cup of sugar into 4 egg yolks, whisking continually until the sugar dissolved. And 1/2 cup of sugar into 4 egg whites, keeping the mixer going until the whites held a medium stiff peak. Now for the chocolate part. I added 1 3/4 cups of melted dark chocolate chips to a large bowl, along with a stick of melted unsalted butter, 1/3 of a cup of cornstarch, and I mixed them all together. Then I added the yolk and sugar mixture. Finally, I slowly added the whites to the chocolate base. I poured the mixture onto a parchment-lined baking sheet and baked it for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. Now I'm just gonna cut bases to go right on top of the molds. This is gonna be the bottom of my dessert when I flip it out at the end. This brownie is so soft and delicious. This is gonna be a great base. You could cut this by hand just with a paring knife. I found a ring mold that's the perfect size. Mousse and base are in the mold, so into the freezer to await the finishing touches. If you love chocolate, like I do, you're gonna love the Francois Premier dessert. It's a brownie base, a creamy chocolate mousse, and a shiny ganache. What's not to love? So now I'm gonna make that shiny ganache. I have a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips in the bowl, and I have a cup of cream that's already boiled. I'm just gonna add the cream right over the chocolate so the chocolate starts to melt, and then whisk. My ganache is ready to cover my Francois Premiers. Let me get them from the freezer. These are frozen nicely. Just wanna make sure they're firm. I have a rack right on top of a baking sheet that I'm gonna turn these out on. The baking sheet is going to collect all of the ganache that I cover these beautiful desserts with. Look how nice that silicone is. It just pops mousse out. Oh, they're perfect. And now, the really beautiful part, covering the Francois Premier. When I was an intern in restaurants, this is the part you get a little nervous when your chef is watching you. You wanna make sure you cover all the sides. And I get up on my tippy toes and look. It's really important. You don't want to eat a dessert that's only halfway covered. It looks easy, but believe me, when you have a French chef standing over you, it gets a little bit intimidating. Ah, does look beautiful. Can you believe how gorgeous that is? Now, this is where you have to have good balance. Yes, you might shake on the first few tries, but you'll get the hang of it. Just with 2 spatulas, I'm gonna use the second spatula to move the dessert right on the other, now onto our display. Beautiful. These are already so impressive, but I'm gonna take them to just a slightly higher level with some gold leaf. Gold leaf is widely available now in craft stores, and it's edible, so it's just a way to add some sparkle, some bling to all of your desserts. It comes in packets, and I like to use the tip of a paring knife. It's really easy. I just dip it in a little water, and I just put my knife at the cutting point of the piece that I want. Now, once I touch it to the wet ganache, it sticks. It's just a flourish on top of these gorgeous chocolate mousse desserts. These are so simple, so beautiful. I think I'm gonna enjoy one of these at sunset. Well, if I can resist until then.